Stock option plans graded vesting. Cliff vesting is the stock option plans that vest on one single day, but that's not very normal. More companies prefer graded vesting, which is recipients gradually become eligible to exercise their options rather than all at once. For example, a company might award stock options that vest 25% the first year, 25% the second year, and 50% the third year, so gradually exercisable. A single fair value can be estimated for each of the options, even though they vest over different time periods using a single weighted average expected life of the option. Stock options graded vesting separate valuation approach. At January 1st, 2024, Target Mobility issued 10 million executive stock options, permitting executives to buy 10 million shares of stock for $25. The vesting schedule is 20% the first year, 30% the second year, and 50% the third year, graded vesting. The value of the options that vest over the 3-year period is estimated at January 1st, 2024, by separating the total award into 3 groups, or tranches, according to the year in which they vest, because the expected life for each group differs. The fair value of the options as of January 1st, 2024 is estimated as follows. So, vesting date, December 31st, 2024, amount vesting is 20%. Fair value per option is $3.50. 25, 30% at $4. 26, this should be 50%, not 40%. Then we get 100%, right? So this should be 50% at $6. Now let's see. Vesting date, amount vesting is shares in millions. So 24 is 2 million shares. Fair value per option is 3.50. So compensation cost will be 7 million. 25 is 3 times 4, so it's 12 million. 26, that's 5 times 6, so it's $13 million. So the total compensation cost will be $49 million. The compensation expense related to the option to be recorded each year, 24 to 27, we can see in 24 that is 7. For 25, it's 12, but we need to allocate it equally to 24 and 25. So it's 6 each year. And the last 30 million should be distributed from 24 to 26 equally. So that will be 10 each year. All right, at any given date, a company must have recognized at least the amount vested by that date. The allocation in this instance meets the constraint. The 23 million recognized in 24 exceeds the 7 million vested. The 39 million recognized by 25 exceeds the 19 million vested by the same time. Company also can choose to use the straight line method, which would allocate the $49 million total compensation cost equally to 24, 25, and 26 at $16.33 million per year. Next, stock option plans, performance or market conditions. Plans with performance or market conditions. Stock option plans often specify performance condition or market conditions that must be satisfied before employees are allowed the benefits of the award. Objective is to provide employees with additional incentive for managerial achievement. For example, an option might not be accessible until a performance target is met. The way such plans are accounted for depends on whether the condition is performance-based or market-based. So recognition of compensation expense for performance-based options depends initially on whether it's probable that the performance target will be met and ultimately on whether the performance target actually is met. Okay, let's see one example of plans with performance conditions. Example, at January 1st, 2024, Universal Communications grants options that permit key executives to acquire 10 million of the company's $1 per common shares. The fair value of the options is $8 per option. The options are only accessible if sales increase by 10% after 4 years. The initial expectation is that it is probable that sales will increase by 10% after 4 years. So that is why we set up this compensation plan. So if it's probable, let's see, options expected to vest is 10 million shares, and the fair value is $8 per option. So the estimated total compensation will be $80 million. After 2 years, we estimated that it is not probable that the sales will increase by 10% after 4 years. So options expected to vest will be 0. Because if it's not probable or if it does not increase by 10%, so probably the executives cannot vest their stock options. In that case, options expected to vest will be 0. And the estimated total compensation will be 0. So we would reverse the 40 million expensed in 24 and 25, which is the first 2 years, will be reversed, expensed. Our initial estimate is that it is not probable that sales will increase by 10% after 4 years, but in the third year, we estimate that it is probable that sales will increase by 10% after 4 years. Now we have to revise the compensation again. So in January 26, we need to record the compensation expense for the first 3 years accumulative. All right. And we previously, because we estimate it's not probable, so we recognize expense 0. Now we have to recognize expense for the all 3 years. So it's 80 million times 3 over 4. It's a 4 years plan. Now it's the third year, so times 3 over 4. We need to recognize in 26 by $16 million for expense and the credit paid in capital stock options by the same amount. And in the last year, 27, we just recognize the remaining amount, $80 million minus $60 million recognized in the last year. So the difference, $20 million, will be recognized in the last year. Plans with market conditions. If the target is based on changes in the market rather than on performance, compensation is recorded as if there were no target. Compensation expense is recognized regardless of when the market condition is met. Many companies are moving away from stock options in favor of other forms of share-based compensation, restricted stock awards, restricted stock units.